Hi, I'm Sarah Sheets, and welcome to Booked and Flying, the masterclass that helps drone pilots book their first or next 3 clients in 30 days. If you've got a drone but no idea how to get clients, this is your shortcut. No fluff, just the exact steps that I used to build a small business with just a DJI Mini and some hustle. You're going to walk away with a profitable niche that you can start with immediately, a no-brainer offer, the outreach scripts that I've used to actually get responses, a follow-up system that closes deals, and the downloadable toolkit to make this plug and play. Let's get started. And side note, I've done this as a workshop multiple times and filmed other masterclasses. This is the version that's condensed down to the most actionable items. All right. So it's going to be short, but actionable, to the point. And my goal is for you to have things that you can take those steps on and implement immediately to start getting results. Let's get you out of the learning mode and fear and into actually out there talking to your ideal prospects. Now that you're going to know who they are, you're going to know, be confident in your pricing, and you're going to have an idea of how to deliver. And honestly, a big part of it is just getting out there, doing it, learning what works for you, starting to make your name around the community. Those are the biggest things. So you got to take action. So here we are, booked and flying, land 3 drone clients in 30 days. This is the best way to transform your drone hobby into a thriving business with proven strategies to secure your first paying clients in just 1 month. This is me. I am Sarah Sheets, and this is a training that I wished I had when I first got started. Today's class is all about turning your drone into a business fast. Here are the things we're going to focus on today. First of all is just choosing your niche. We're going to identify high demand sectors where your drone services can command premium rates. And I know that it's going to be really tempting to want to do it all, right? You want to do pet search rescue. You want to be doing agricultural surveys. You want to be looking at cell phone towers. You want to be doing residential real estate, fly-through tours, as well as roof inspections. But let me tell you, the riches are in the niches. Okay. You really recommended to focus on one, maybe 2 specialties as you get started, because that's going to make you be able to be the person, right? You're going to be able to grow a reputation of the person to be called when these certain jobs need to be done, and also be able to command those higher prices because you're not going from searching for a dog one day to trying to do a facade inspection the next. You are the specialist, and a specialist gets paid more, right? An orthopedist makes more than your primary care doctor, just how it is. So decide, what is it that you really want to specialize in? What can you see yourself doing day after day? What clients do you want to serve? In your market, who's easiest to reach? These are all considerations to take into account. Secondly, we'll be crafting those irresistible offers. We want to develop service packages and pricing structures that your clients can't refuse. This is where a lot of people get hung up. They don't know how much to charge. They don't feel confident in their services. They don't know what other people are charging. They don't really know how they're going to deliver it. So let's get crystal clear on what it is that you do offer, and then you'll know exactly how to deliver it. And there are also then ways you can be crafting to, for example, have add-on services or other things that can increase your average order value. Then we're going to talk about generating quality leads. Because what good are all your skills, all your services, all your packages if there's no one there that needs them? Who has your money and where are they? We're going to discover effective strategies for finding and pitching your potential clients. And lastly, we're going to master follow-up systems. We have to implement proven follow-up methods that convert prospects into your clients. You will get the occasional client right off the bat, just at that first touch, if you happen to have that, you're in the right place at the right time. But a lot of people are going to need follow-up. How can we make you be growing your authority and staying top of mind? So when they're ready to say yes, you're the person they think of. We're not just learning, we're launching. By the end of this, you're going to have the tools to secure your first client. So why do most drone pilots stay broke? I've worked with literally thousands of drone pilots in the last few years, not one-on-one, of course, for the thousands, but what I've seen through my group and different forums and programs I've been a part of is some that it comes down to several different factors. First of all, is the gear obsession. And I get it. Drones are cool. The accessories are cool. It's easy to kind of get in over your head on investing in equipment because of the potential that you could do with it. But then it's a little harder to see that ROI. So we're going to be putting strategy above investing thousands of dollars into equipment. Like I mentioned, I started with the Mini 2, and that was all I needed to get my foot in the door. Another common tripping ground is vague offerings. You're the expert. So you have to tell people what they need or what, suits them to get their desired outcome. If you don't have clear and compelling service packages, if you're just like, well, I kind of fly the property and get you some shots, and then I'll do a promo video, but you don't know how many shots, you don't know which ones are going to be the prime ones to help that realtor sell the property, you don't know how long the video is going to be, or how to make it snappy so it actually is engaging versus, yeah, and also how much time you should be putting into it. You want to be crystal clear on what you're delivering and why and how it's going to serve the client. All of this has to be about your client. Poor follow through, missing opportunities by not following up on prospective clients. And I can tell you, you're going to hear no a lot when you're out there pitching your services. But I can also tell you, some of those no's can turn into yeses. I've had that happen before. My very first day with the Zillow method that I'll share in a different module here, I called somebody and he said, no, I don't really need it. Um, you know, but he also hadn't heard of drone photos before. It hadn't crossed his mind, which is probably why he's not the best realtor, right? That's whole different topic. Uh, but then he called me right back 2 minutes later and he's like, actually, that does sound good. That let's do it. So all he needed though was to be given the opportunity to say yes, get a little bit of information, and then that was, enough to move the needle and make him from a cold prospect who said no into somebody who was paying that invoice that afternoon. And then, of course, no strategic approach. If you're hoping for clients instead of implementing systematic outreach and follow-up systems, you're going to be dead in the water, right? Like, think about it right now. You might have the skills to be doing a roof inspection, a facade inspection, residential real estate photos, etc. But if somebody were looking for you right now for your services, would they find you? Would they find your competitor? Would they know that you're even offering this? We want you to be positioned so when people are looking for your services, they're going to be able to find them. You got to be out there. So you need a strategy. And let's just use my first paid drone gig as an example. This was a couple of years ago, but I earned $150 just from 10 roof photos, as well as some exterior photos. I really didn't spend much more than an hour, and it came from a simple email that I'd shot out. Now, I sent out a lot of emails, but all it took was that one little seed that I planted to kind of pop, and there, first client. So we're going to be talking about what seeds you can be planting. So let's talk about picking a profitable niche. You're not trying to serve everyone, just the right type of client who values your visuals and is willing to pay for them. Here are 5 beginner-friendly niches. First of all, we have real estate agents. Property listings actually stand out a lot more with drone photos, with aerial photos, and that's a great angle to approach real estate agents at. They already know the value, they're continually getting new listings, and they want to stand out and serve their clients, and you can help them do that. Construction and builders, you can progress and document the build along the way. Construction progress services are actually kind of a really sweet spot if you can get those gigs because you're doing the same service, whether it's, every 2 weeks, monthly, just going out and doing a simple route, and you're going to be getting essentially recurring revenue from that. I can also service marketing materials for completed projects. Roofing companies can be served. This one can be a little trickier. Some of them have internal, the guy with the drone. But there is space when positioned the right way to help with inspection services or damage assessment without ladder climbing. Property managers, they're going to need property condition reports and marketing materials for their rentals. This is also a good niche for roof inspection on its own because the sooner they can catch a problem before it becomes a major issue, the better off. And then, of course, marketing agencies. You have the ability to collect unique aerial footage for local business campaigns and social media. This can also be local events that you're keeping an eye out for. And all of these niches already pay for visuals. That means they understand your value and are easier to close. So I recommend you use the niche selector worksheet to choose one based on your area, your comfort, and your drone's capability. Focus on one to start. And here are some questions to help you along the way. Who's already spending money on marketing and visual content? What local businesses could benefit from aerial perspectives? Which industry feels the most interesting or accessible to you? Do you have roofers in your family? Do you have a buddy who's a property manager? Where could you start these services, kind of start testing the waters, see how it goes, without the fear of just a sheer cold start? So don't overthink it. Just pick one, focus. You can always pivot later. But first, get traction. Now let's craft a no-brainer offer. Stop selling drone footage. Start selling outcomes. Use this formula: problem, promise, package, price. An example: I help real estate agents get their listings noticed with 15 aerial photos and a 30-second teaser video optimized for Instagram. And here's a simple pricing range. I would recommend starting at 150 to 300 for real estate bundles, 300 to 500 for monthly progress photo packages, and 500 to 900 for weekly construction updates. Don't undersell. Price for the value you bring. How much time are you saving these construction companies? How much extra revenue could a real estate agent, see if they're getting a full price offer versus a low bid in a couple months? And inside the resources, you'll find the offer builder template and pricing guide so you can really get this dialed in. So again, here's that overview of pricing suggestions. Now let's talk about where you can find those first clients. As I already mentioned, the easiest place to start is with people you know. So if you have somebody in that industry, you've got a foot in the door already, that's a great place to start. And it's totally fine to say, hey, I'm starting this drone business. I'd like to offer this service. I'd like to do a trial run. Would you mind if I went out and shot your commercial building or did, XYZ service? Nobody's very likely to say no if they know that they're just kind of supporting you. They know where you are. You're being completely transparent about it and you're not asking for anything up front. But then they're going to see the results. And again, then down the road, if and when they need your services, they're going to know that you do that. And you have to start somewhere. You have to start building your portfolio. We don't want you building it for free forever, but it's okay to just get those first few shots, first few jobs, and build your confidence. Some simple ways to get started with finding clients. First of all, just Google Maps. Search for local businesses in your target niche and start collecting their information. Now, if you wanted a CRM to help really organize this and keep a pipeline going, there is going to be a link for a simple way to get that rolling with a software called Go High Level. But you certainly don't need it. You could definitely start with Google Sheets. Just depends on how complex you want to get. Local Facebook groups. Is there a BIA near you? Is there a roofers group? Is there, any sort of these small businesses that you're going to be target? They're all in one place. Oftentimes they'll have at least a day a week where you can post promoting your own business. And again, the more you can start getting it out there regularly, the better off you're going to be. Don't worry if there's not a ton of engagement. Not everyone's going to love all of your posts, but that doesn't mean they don't see them. Instagram business accounts. You want to be following and engaging with local businesses in your target industries. Another way of getting on their radar in a really positive way, where you're giving without asking. If you're liking their post or giving positive feedback, they're going to maybe check out your profile as well. And LinkedIn. Connect with decision makers and showcase your professional services. And just start simple. Look up real estate agents or builders in your town, message them, email them, or even just show up. This is how you start building those relationships that lead to contracts down the road. And as far as outreach that gets replies, this is where most new pilots freeze up, but it's easier than you think. Here's a cold message structure that works. Start with a friendly introduction. Mention their business. This is about them, not you. Show how you can help, and then add a call to action. So, for example, Hey, George, I'm a local drone pilot. I help agents boost listings with aerial reels. Want to try it on your next listing? I've also tried verbiage like, I saw your listing at this address. I'll be in that area next week for a shoot. Can I add yours? In that way, you're adding social proof and kind of convenience, making it easy for them to say yes. And of course, you are going to have that outreach script back to customize your email, direct messages, or LinkedIn messages. And pro tip, personalize just enough to show you're not a bot, but don't write a novel. And now, of course, we want you to follow up like a pro. Half of your deals, at least, are going to come from follow-ups. Most people aren't ignoring you. They're not bothered by you. They're just busy. So use this simple rule. Follow up 3 times in 10 days. Use the follow-up script template from your toolkit and track everything in your prospect tracker. What gets measured gets managed. This is really going to help you see where you start to get results. You'll learn, hey, for every 10 outreaches, I get one booked job. Then you're going to know I want 3 booked jobs next week. I better send out 30. As you start to get those metrics, you can start to reverse engineer your success. But you got to start somewhere. And when it comes to booking the gig, when someone's interested, don't panic. Just use your script. Here's how to close. Ask a few simple questions: the timeline, the location, the type of content. Make sure you know what it is they're expecting. Recommend a package with confidence and say the price without apologizing. Example: this sounds like a great fit for my $300 listing package. It includes 15 aerial photos, a teaser video, and 48-hour turnaround. Want me to send over the details? This is a lot different than, oh, I don't know, how many photos do you want? Like probably, I mean, would 150 be okay? No, you got to lead this conversation. You're worth it. These are worth it. You're helping them get success. So don't apologize for your pricing. Make it easy to say yes and just be confident. You're not a salesperson, you're offering a service. Does your dentist say, "Oh, I think you probably need some crowns. I could probably get those done in like just as soon as you want." And I mean, I usually would charge 100, but I could do it for 50. Like you're not gonna have confidence in that person. First of all, you don't want that person touching your teeth because you want a leader. You want someone who's confident in what they're doing, how it's going to benefit you. Just think about it like that. That helps me sometimes. If I'm tempted to give away a service, be like, would my dentist do that? No. So let me follow that lead. I'm a professional. My pricing is worth it. I'm offering a service, and I know I'm going to provide quality. And again, that's where you can start with the lower packages and be transparent about starting out. But as you get more confident and you know exactly what you're doing, it's going to be a lot easier. And in the portal, you're getting along with this masterclass. You will find these different tools and templates, along with a lot more. And again, this is all designed to be plug and play, but it's up to you to implement. Now, let's look at this from a quick start perspective. Day 1 to 2 is going to be picking your niche. You might want to research who else is doing this locally, see where there's an opportunity, really think about who it is you want to serve, where you might have a foot in the door initially. Day 3 to 4, build your offer, build your pricing and packages. Get crystal clear on what you're going to deliver and the value that that brings to your client. Days 5 to 10, message at least 10 leads. 10 is low, okay? 10's low. But, gotta start somewhere. Reach out to those potential clients in your area and just know no is okay. Every no is getting you that much closer to a yes. Days 11 to 20, you want to be following up 3 times. I can keep it casual, but just be consistently following up. That could be if you're doing cold outreach to real estate agents. If they say, hey, no, I don't have anything right now, you could say, hey, do you mind if I send you some more information? That could be your first follow-up. Next, you might follow up and say, do you know anyone in your office who might be looking for this service this month? In the third one, you might send them a case study. Again, start building that authority. Start letting them know who you are. Build that name recognition. And from day 21 to 30, if we're doing this consistently, you're going to be booking your first paid gigs. And from people who have implemented this, I've seen them go from anywhere from, 3 clients to 5+. It depends on this part is what depends on you. It also depends on your market, a little bit of luck. But I can tell you if you're taking the actions, at some point the results are going to catch up. But it takes consistent action and it takes getting outside of your comfort zone. But you can do it. You have all the tools. It just takes getting started. Execution beats perfection. I can tell you right now, it's not going to be perfect, but go now. The only way to learn sales is by doing it. And of course, if you want this system all the way set up for you, you check out Leverage Launchpad. This is a pre-built CRM, done for you website, lead pipeline, and automated follow-ups all ready to go. All you have to do is plug it in, tweak it to your brand, and fly. So thanks for joining me. Now go get paid.